Well, the weather this morning was pretty lousy, but then it just started to clear up and it's nice and dry. It's a perfect day to get out on the bike, isn't it? So what we're going to do, we're going to take you over to Mae Sai. We'll go through the Golden Triangle as well. The great thing about the bike here, of course, is the scenery is just stunning. I mean, you get to places like this where you get to see right down the Mekong. It is truly beautiful. Now what I'm going to do as I'm going along is try and answer some of the questions that we get asked. Somebody made a comment regarding safety here, you know, on a motorbike, and basically almost condemned us for riding a bike. I'm afraid I take the attitude that you can get run over by walking across the road, so no matter what you do in life, there's always an element of risk. Certainly, as I've said it before, living in Phuket and riding a bike, it wasn't exactly the safest place to do it. Just way too much traffic. But as you can see here, the roads are actually very, very good, and there's not a vast amount of traffic, so it's much, much easier. I've said this before, that bike riders are far more aware of what's going on around them and what's on the road than car drivers will ever be. So when you're riding a bike, your senses are enhanced quite a bit. You're much more alert. And it's one of the thrills of riding, though. It you know, really sort of brings you alive. So my response to it is, yes, it's dangerous. Thailand is listed as #1 in the world for motorbike accidents, but like anything in life, you know, it's about taking a risk. As I said, you can get run over by crossing the road on foot. What are you going to do? Wrap yourself up in cotton wool? Can't be done. Life is there to be lived and enjoyed. And this is a pursuit that Pi and I truly love. My dentures are a bit of a sore subject at the moment, but you know, again, it wasn't the fault of the dentist, but rather the laboratory that made the dentures. They cocked it up. That's just the way it goes sometimes, but it does add to the anxiety. I'm not overly pleased with the situation, but there's not much I can do about it, so go with the flow. There was some news today in the press of a 15-year-old boy involved in a motorcycle accident. He's in a pretty bad way apparently, but this is a kid that decided to get on a scooter and not bother with any protective gear. No helmet, just a t-shirt, shorts and flip-flops. This all comes down to two things, and I've said this so many times: driver education and law enforcement. And I'm afraid that Thailand still lacks both. And as long as it continues to do so, the death toll will continue to rise. It's as simple as that. It's no good trying to sweep this subject under the carpet or pretend it doesn't happen. It is what it is. The Thai government are fully aware of what it is, but until they're prepared to do something about it, then it's never going to get any better. There's an old saying, if you want to get something done, then you need to do it. It's as simple as that. Does Pi ride the bike? That's another question I'll get asked quite a bit. Yep, she does. And she's a very good motorcyclist. She can handle this bike very, very well. And she's ridden bigger bikes. She's very sensible. She's not one for speed. Sort of 80 kilometers an hour is her max. whereas me, yeah, between 100 120 is pretty much my top end. That's the temple that we visited the other day. Beautiful place. And if you look up there, you'll see a temple up there. We've been up there before as well. We've got a vlog on that. Walking up those steps though, whew, that was quite a trek. Somebody asked me the other day how I get treated by the Thais, and predominantly within the village, you know, am I seen as an outsider? When I first arrived, yeah, they were all very curious, and I did get treated as an outsider. But as the months have gone by, I'm now fully accepted. I was never shunned. They were always very curious and wanted to know where I come from and what I did. And just a nice bunch of people. I don't have a problem with any of them. Even the ones that make a lot of noise across the road. Although, you know, in all fairness, that's pretty much been stopped now. But, you know, even they're very nice to me. We're now just coming up to the town, so it's taken us about 12 minutes to get here. And again, you know, it doesn't take very long because there's just no traffic, or very little of it. We'll get a little bit busy as we go through the town, as you'll see. Yeah, you do have to watch out for them. This is such a great little town though. You can pretty much get, you know, what you want. They got a Tesco Lotus Express and a 7-Eleven. If we want a main supermarket though, we do have a choice. Either Cheng Kong or Mae Sai, and they've got the big Tesco there and a Macro. But again, as you can see, you're right on the Mekong here. It's a nice clean town though, you know, you don't see an awful lot of garbage floating around, as I said before, and it's really nice. It is very historic though. There's just loads of ruins here you can go and visit. This is pretty much the main trading thoroughfare. It's right on the dock here, right on the port. So you get all the boats coming from Laos and Myanmar. As you can see, some of the traffic is a little bit heavy. But it's, you know, again, you just take it real slow and watch what you're doing. And everybody's pretty forgiving, you know, there's not a, you know, not a lot of road rage here. Whoops. I always find, you know, if somebody does something like that, you know, they try to pull in front of you. He stopped, but I just said thank you, and it kind of, you know, eases the way across. Even though he sort of messed up, no good getting angry about it, just say thank you, and he might think to himself next time, well, oh, that was nice, I'll try and be a bit more careful. Well, that's the theory anyway. But as you can see, it's beautiful along here. You've got all these really old trees. The roads are actually quite nice and wide as well. It's pretty much a straight road from where we live in Ban Saeo to Mae Sai. I find riding up here or driving very, very easy in terms of navigation. It's very, very well signposted. That makes it so easy to sort of get around. Just so you know, you'll see me now overtaking on the inside. That's perfectly legal. It's almost like an American system on a freeway where you can overtake or undertake. I'm not convinced it's the safest way to go, but it is what it is. We've got all these brand new shop houses here as well. They're really nice as well. Nice little lawns out the front, just make it look sort of pretty. They planted a load of trees along here just to keep it pretty. Yeah, whoever the local administrators are, they're doing a really good job here. No two ways about it. They obviously care about their local area, and I think that's brilliant. Debris on the road and dogs. You've got to be careful. As you can see, there's a dog sleeping there. They don't care. But you have to watch out for a lot of debris because it's, you know, predominantly farm vehicles around here. So yeah, you'd have to take it careful. And now we're out of town. We've got 34 kilometres to go. It is such an easy ride and stunningly beautiful. I mean, it's just great. Somebody asked me how long Pi and I have been together. It's about 7.5 years now, I think. We've been married for 3.5 and we were together for about 4 before we married. Neither of us wanted to just jump into marriage. It's just not sensible to do. You really need to spend a good deal of time with somebody and get to know them and you know, see if it's going to work out, see if you are compatible. And after 4 years, yeah, we decided we'd tie the knot. Our relationship continues to grow daily. I love her to death. So she's just an incredible person and we just get on great. Now I don't know whether you can see this, guys, but across the water is Laos, and there's a casino there. You get lots of Thais go across and gamble because gambling is illegal here. Even playing cards is technically illegal. Well, it looks like we might be riding into some pretty awful weather. I can feel the temperature drop, which is a classic sign that it's going to rain. Kind of funny, last time we came up here on the motorbike we did get wet. But I'm afraid getting wet is a small price to pay. I need to actually get some waterproof, so. Now this is one of the reasons why we're going into Mae Sai today. When we was there yesterday, we went past a shop selling motorcycle accessories, helmets, gloves, boots, that type of thing, and other bits and pieces. So we thought, oh, I'd like to go and have a look and see what they got in here. It's not the sort of thing you see all the time. It's actually quite difficult to find. You know, getting a decent helmet or a decent pair of gloves, jackets, etc. is quite difficult. Again, if we were to ride over to, say, Chiang Mai, you've got it all there because you've got all the big dealerships. They sell a lot more bike. Up here there's not a lot at all. So here we are. This is basically the Golden Triangle. We're just coming into the Golden Triangle now, and it's not a very big place, but it's really quite nice. Lots of building work going on and around, but yeah, I like it. Again, it's clean. And this is the Golden Triangle itself. That's the official marker there, and you can see Myanmar, Thailand and Laos. Now we're heading towards a pretty big hill here. It is a little bit of a struggle getting over it, but it's beautiful. You get to see some lovely views. We're on the 1290, and we now have 27 kilometers before we hit Mae Sai. This is a motorcyclist's dream though. Twisties, nothing like it. But again, I do take it to easy when Pie's on the back. I don't push it. If I'm on my own, then that's different. I can get my knee down a little bit, open her up, but I will not do it when she's on the back. Here you go, here's the hill. We've got the Opium Museum there. Beautiful grounds in there, absolutely stunning. Somebody actually asked me the other day, why Graham, why a motorbike and not say a truck? You know, surely it'd be more practical. To a degree, yes, it would. There's no two ways about that. But there's one thing that Pie doesn't like, and that's travelling. And on a motorbike is the only form of transport she's not sick on. Put her in a car, truck, plane, train, boat. No, she doesn't like it at all. Makes her really, really ill. But on the back of a bike or riding a bike, she's perfectly fine. So that's another reason. It means we can travel together without Pie getting seriously ill from it. I don't think I've ever come across anybody who's so travel sick. Just coming up to one of the checkpoints, go towards Mae Sai. So you have to slow down here. One of the army checkpoints, but there's nobody here manning it today. Again, you do get a lot of checkpoints up here because you're right on the border. And 90% of them, I'd say, were army, not police. But they're basically keeping an eye out for, you know, drugs, illegal immigrants. Again, you're right on the Golden Triangle, so yeah, there's a drug problem. There always has been. But as you can see, it's a beautiful ride. It really is. And again, the fun on the bike, of course, you've got all the twists and turns. It's absolutely fantastic. And as I said, not a huge amount of traffic, is there? Look at it. Almost none at all. Nothing behind me. Somebody said that you come across as a pretty sort of even-keeled kind of guy. I wasn't always like it, I'll be honest with you. I was quite an angry individual when I was younger. You know, lots of things sort of really irk me. But I think as you get older, you sort of put these things aside and go, well, you know, it really doesn't matter. I like to try and take things in my stride now. It's like, you know, when you're driving or riding, you know, car cuts you up, motorbike cuts you up. Just really, is it that worth getting angry about? Well, no, you know, it's not. You know, the old adage that you should count to 10. Well, sometimes it's better to count to 3 and just go, really don't matter. I've learned to be a little bit more pragmatic about, you know, the way I view life. And there are some things you know, you've got to accept that you have no control over. Some things you can do, and you can make a change. But on the whole, you know, life is about, you know, ups and downs. You just have to experience all sorts of things. And again, if you can be pragmatic about it, I think it helps. This is another checkpoint we're going through now, and this one's actually manned. So we'll slow right down just in case they want to stop us, but I don't think they will. No, he just smiled at me. He's happy enough. I had this conversation with somebody recently about respect, and I think, you know, no matter where you come from, we all like a little bit of respect, but of course it needs earning. So my view is I treat the Thais as I would anybody else, with a bit of respect, and hopefully I get some of that in return, and I generally find I do. A smile and a handshake or a why goes an awful long way in life. Costs nothing to be pleasant, to say please and thank you, as my mother used to say, and it doesn't, but it can take you a long way in life. I always find, you know, if you're sort of grumpy and miserable and you treat everybody around you like dirt, then yeah, you're going to get the same back in return and just make your life even more miserable than it already is. You're literally just a few kilometres now away from the Mae Sai border. Again, it's a very important trading area with all the markets in Mae Sai, and you get them all trading there, Thais and Myanmar. Somebody asked me, is it possible to rent big bikes up here? It is. If you go onto Google and type in big bike rental Chiang Rai, it'll come up with a couple. But just be aware that it can be really expensive. I think for the Versi 650, I think it was 1700 baht a day, plus you have to leave a 10,000 baht deposit for any damage. It's not the sort of thing I'd do, to be honest with you. It's just way too expensive. I mean, you can hire a car for less than 1,000 baht a day. So I think the big bike rentals are just massively overpriced, quite frankly. Everywhere you go you get these little temples though, it's just so nice. Again, every single Muban will have its own temple, so you do get lots and lots of them. Those mountains though are just absolutely beautiful. You can't beat Mother Nature. She just knows how to put it together in spectacular fashion, I might add. Now they just finished this piece of road, not long been done. Nice bit of asphalt, nice and smooth. Well, fingers crossed. We're just coming into Mae Sai now, and hopefully it won't rain. Looking a little bit angry in places up there, but on the whole not too bad. Roads are dry. Now talking about trucks, that's Ty's favourite, the Wild Track, the Ford Wild Track Ranger. Handy bit of kit, there's no two ways about it. Most people drive sort of, you know, 4x4 trucks because they're just great for, you know, hauling stuff around in. And we now come out to the intersection, and you can see the mountains really do come into view now. You're pretty much hitting the base of them. It is a very dramatic sight, but I know, you know, the GoPro doesn't pick them up very well. You know, it makes things look a lot smaller than what they are, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, it is what it is. And we're going to hang a right here, heading towards Tesco Lotus and Macro. Now obviously, you know, when you come into the town, traffic is going to be considerably heavier, but again, if you just watch what you're doing and take it reasonably easy, you'll have no problems at all. As you can see, the highway going through the town is pretty big, but they do have a tendency just to pull out, so you do have to be careful. But again, you know, just watch what you're doing and watch what they're doing, and you'll be fine. You see this guy, look, no indication, just pulls across, but, well, no, he's not, he's changed his mind. And here we are, it's called K-Speed Chiang Rai. And it does actually look quite a nice shop. What I saw originally though was the accessories, and that's what I'm interested in. So we'll go and have a look. I just asked the guy, is it alright we filming? He said, yeah, sure, it'd be great. You know, it's all business for them at the end of the day, bit of promotion. But it's actually a really good little store. It's the first one that we found as a decent, really decent motorcycle accessory shop. They've got everything here. Tank pads, adjustable levers as well. And of course they've got exhaust, aftermarket exhaust here as well. But these are just slip-ons. It's not the full exhaust system. You'd have to go for the full exhaust system, something like this. Oh honey, they've got some good stuff in here. Handlebars up there if you want them. Somebody mentioned to me about a Honda that like the CB 650 or CBR 650F, and here's one, and it's a shining example because this particular bike has been bought in by a customer to be modified, and it's a beauty. This is the CBR 650F. As you can see, it is very, very nice. These are the old colours. The new colours they've just come out with, I don't particularly like. I think this is probably one of the best colour schemes Honda came out with. They do this one in a red and in a white. Whether you can still get them in those colours, I don't know. But this guy, whoever owns it, has come in and had an aftermarket exhaust put on. There you go, he's got an Austin Racing. That's going to sound real sweet. Yeah, that's a beautiful bike though. When we was in Phuket, we actually did look at the CB because I prefer a naked, and of course it's more upright, so less grief on my back and not so much pressure on my wrists either. But just take a look at some of the other stuff they got in here. They've got a BMW here. How nice is that? That's a proper touring bike, that is. That is a stunner. I love the paintwork he put on the tank though. That's just beautiful. And over here you've got a plain one, just pure black. Oh, and Pie's drooling now. She's going, oh baby. It is a beautiful machine. Look at these tiny little LCD lights they've got in there. Oh, fabulous. Yeah, that's a beautiful bike. That's your GS, guys. It is a beefy thing. The only thing I don't actually like about these is actually spoke wheels. I'm much more into alloys. But yeah, it is a personal thing. But of course, you know, this thing's really built for a bit of off-roading. But without a shadow of a doubt, a stunning motorcycle. Oh, it's got TourTech stuff on it as well. So there you go. And TourTech makes some really good gear. They got aftermarket windshields and quite a few of them as well. Really nice. These guys have got so much in here though. But here you go, guys. Something we're looking at. Here's your high-vis vest, and they've got some really good pants here. I mean, really good pants. Yeah, they're all armoured as well. And the price, 6,000 baht. Yep. Not bad. That's for the pants. I've got a Dainese jacket here. I do prefer my jackets though when they're high-vis, like the one I'm wearing, my Alpine Stars. But saying that, you know, you can buy yourself a really decent jacket like this and then just put on a high-vis vest over it. Not a problem at all. They've got like denim pants here, but motorbike pants, really nice, really heavy, great material. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I do like that bike though. I like the paint job he's put on it. I think that's really cool. I really like the LED fog lights he's put on this as well. Very, very nice. Yeah. But we nearly, very, very nearly bought this one when we was in Phuket. She's a beautiful bike. I love the matte finish on the paintwork though. Absolutely beautiful. Well, we're in the bottom end of Mae Sai. This is the actual bridge we're under right now that leads into Myanmar. As you can see, the rivers have almost burst its banks. You can see just how fast the river's running though. That is one very quick river. And just across there is Myanmar. So we're looking for a particular little shop, so it looks like we've got to go up and around. I think she found a way through. Climb up over the sandbags then. And make sure you don't get electrocuted. There you go. Cool. There are just loads and loads of little shops around here though. One thing that the guy didn't sell in the motorcycle shop was boots. Very surprised. But apparently there's a shop around here somewhere, so we're going to go and have a look for it. Such a great little place to come though. I really like this place though. It's just a sort of a labyrinth of little tiny shops everywhere. Well, we couldn't find the shop the guy was talking about, but never mind. We can always come down here and have a bit of a more of an explore at a later date. It's still such an interesting place to come though. Again, there's so much going on. He's got himself a Benelli, look, TNT. Cool, that with the panniers. Well, from my side, Pi and I, that's about all today. Whatever you do, have a fantastic day and stay safe. Don't forget guys, please subscribe, share and like. It does make all the difference, and Pi and I, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now guys.
See you tomorrow.